Do you realize? It's actually not describing the Lord's coming as yet. In fact, it could just actually be describing something else. If you are one of those that say, well, as long as if I see that Satan will actually, if he's a Jesus that touches the ground, then I know it's the counterfeit. If you think that that is going to save you, knowing that bit of information is going to save you, you are actually becoming close to deception. Because one simple thing, when it is actually the connection to the earthly things that will cause you to worship, not just knowing if Jesus touches the earth or not. It's actually your connection to earthly things. The level of your connection to earthly things will actually cause you to worship the beast and his image and the Antichrist, not knowing if it touches or not. At some point, you'll go, it doesn't matter. You know, when I was 20 years of age, 23 years of age, I was very much anti-drugs, anti-medications, and so on. I went home from work and I went to the bathroom and I thought that something exploded inside me. I went out, I was crying out, screaming. My wife was all panicking. She called the hospital and I said, "Son, I think my kidney just exploded. My kidney just exploded." And she took me to hospital on an emergency. I was hyperventilating. Then obviously when you hyperventilate, you hyperoxygenate. So then you start getting tingling in your hands. I thought I was having a heart attack at the age of 23. I looked at my wife. She was driving. I said, "I love you forever." I thought I was dying, you know. And I got there and I couldn't understand. The nurses were so calm. I'm thinking, I'm dying here. I can't feel my hands and so on. And they did an x-ray. I had a chickpea size of a kidney stone stuck on the ureters. A kidney size, chickpea size, just stuck there. And the lady says, "Are you happy for us to put some morphine?" I said, "Put whatever you got there." You know, whatever. So all my principles just went off the window, like no drugs, or like off the window. And then she put on there, and like a minute later, this is not working. I stopped her and said, "This is not working." I said, "It takes between 15 to 20 minutes. I said, 15 to 20 minutes, put more of that stuff. I didn't want to go through the pain. I didn't want to go through the pain. I knew about the addictive nature of morphine, etc. But I didn't want to go through the pain. So if you think that, as long as I know that Jesus doesn't touch the ground, and if he touches the ground is the Antichrist, forget about that. It's your connection with the earth that will actually cause you to worship. All your principles have to be heavily principles. If not, you will worship. Okay? Now, so this is just a thing here for you to realize that in the chronology of things, the sixth seal and that description of the heaven and unrolling itself and so on, it might actually not be describing the Lord's coming. It might actually be describing someone else's coming. Come on, we know. Do you think that Satan is going to appear just in the desert, just appear just like that, when he can do movies that are so amazing? And he's just going to go, Satan is going to say, "Man," to his commander-in-chief, "you didn't tell me that I meant to fake it coming from the earth." Okay, so now we're going to go to Revelation 10 and Revelation 11. Why did I say that the lineal approach, you can actually take it all the way to Revelation 11, at the end of Revelation 11, which is just before the second coming. We have already commented of that apparent second coming on the sixth seal that is way before Revelation 11. And there's elements there that don't fit with the second coming. There's rich people there. In the second coming, there's no rich people mentioned in Revelation 19. The Lamb is sitting on the throne. It's not standing up. It's not going down. It seems to be standing. So there's elements there that I think is probably more more something else rather than the actual coming of the Lord, because he stops there. He actually stops there. He doesn't give you any further. There's not rejoicing. There's no anything else that you actually see in Revelation 19. Now, Revelation 10 and 11, we find also some of those editing lines or link verses here. Notice how Revelation 10 starts. And I saw still another mighty angel coming down from heaven. Now notice, it doesn't say, and I saw an angel coming down from heaven. It does another angel coming down from heaven. There's a particular word that is on my version. I saw still. And that word still is actually I saw in addition to it or on an overlapping. It's just amazing because I like to use that aspect of still as an overlapping. So I saw a still overlapping. Now notice on the screen, I saw overlapping another mighty angel coming down from heaven. You see that? Another mighty angel. So now I want you to notice something here. When you track back that expression, we go back to Revelation 8. And Revelation 8, chapter 1, it says, and he opened the seventh seal, and there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. And so the seven angels who stand before God, and to them were given seven trumpets. Then another angel, having a golden censer, came and stood at the altar, and was given much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. Then verse 5, then the angel took the censer, filled it up with fire, and threw it to the earth, and there were noises, lightning, mighty lightning, and an earthquake. And the seven angels who had the seven trumpets prepared themselves to sound. So now you got the first angel, second angel, third angel, etc., etc., etc. And they said, I saw a still, in chapter 10, I saw a still another mighty angel coming down from heaven. Now notice, these could actually be overlapping in a number of places. It can be overlapping it on the ceiling, because when you look at chapter 7, okay, chapter 7, notice this. Chapter 7, verse 1. After these things, I saw four angels standing at the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth and on the sea or on the tree. And as we mentioned to you in the previous study, these angels are holding four winds, and we mentioned about the winds being angels, and in this fashion, evil angels. Do you remember that? You'll remember that? Evil angels. All right. Notice that they are winds of the earth. So the angels that are not just evil angels in the sense that they're doing evil, but look where they're residing. The winds of the earth, the angels of the earth, the fallen angels. Okay? Notice what it says in verse 2. Then I saw another angel ascending from the east. So there's another angel. And then you got seven angels. And then you got in chapter 9, verse 1, we got an angel that have fallen from heaven. So in chapter 9, verse 1, you got, then the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fallen, or fallen angel, from heaven to the earth. To him was given the key of the bottomless pit. I want you to notice something. Jesus has the key of death and Hades. He has the key. Okay? But to this angel, to this fallen angel, was given the key. Like was allowed. If we have time and we come across it, we'll mention about how it was actually allowed to have it. In the same way, when Jesus comes, he comes with crowns. He comes with crowns. But the white horse on the first seal has been given a crown.